Oh God. Why did you raid in during the starting soon screen? Hang on, I'm choking on water. Oh God. This is a starting stream of all time. Hang on, my brain is not. It's just whatever it is. It isn't. First of all, welcome in. Thank you so much for the raid. You were watching the Nintendo Direct. It must have been a short one. Usually you go pretty long with those, but I hope you had a good stream and that everything else, there's a lot of good things to yell at. I always go with the Nintendo Indirect scheme where I don't watch it and instead wait for everyone else to go absolutely insane on social media, and then from what I glean off of that, I make my opinions. And it was a very good Nintendo Indirect today. But for everyone new, I'm Eldritch Horrorbred, Eldritch Horror from Beyond Reality, who found an old band Blockbuster full of retro games aside. This is my personality now. And today we're actually playing newer ones because I wanted to. I had a random thought like 2 weeks ago. Man, it's been a long ass time since I played a Kirby game. So we're playing Kirby in the Forgotten Land because it's a good ass Kirby game. Like, got a good ass Kirby here. And yeah, have to raid and run. Understandable. I also wouldn't be surprised if you already raided and ran because I think I was away from the PC entirely because I never sit down for the full 10 minutes of my starting soon. But I do appreciate it, and I hope you have a good night. Also, welcome in Sardaukar. I'm probably mispronouncing that, but nice seeing you. And hey, Mecca. Oh yeah, Mecca, I applied for that thing you sent. I'm not trying to be vague. I just honestly at this moment cannot remember it because my brain... We've been over it. Yeah, that'll be fun. And I remember there's a whole bunch of these things that oh, that's cool. I remember that this is like the entrance to the next level, and the gimmick is that it's the traditional, we have a carnival level and we're doing it at night because evidently that one Sonic level is really influential. Oh, thank you. I mean, we'll see. The thing with like the whole thing with that sort of applying for early access or game key is that it's impossible to tell if you will or won't, because like, oh well, there goes the time, because like I got a key for Born of Bread when that was releasing, and I'm 100% certain it's only because the devs saw like, wait, what the fuck, this streamer's is bread themed, this is perfect, we gotta get him a key, and the rest it's like not common for only larger streamers, or like I think the usual bar for game key on things outside of indie games it's like around 1,000. I don't know, like that's a number that they pull out for I don't want to say streamer worth their time, but like streamer, or like it's like by that point you've probably been doing it for a couple of years, but oh right, it's actually really cool that they have the challenges essentially be tutorials for how to use the forums. Like I would still really love it if they told you all this stuff in the pause menu, but ow, it's nice that it's still, I don't know, I always kind of like it when a game does, hey, we're tutorializing you, but there's first of all a reward for it, and second of all, we're gonna make it fun. Which reminds me when I was playing Armored Core 6 that I think there's a post from like a couple months ago in the Discord of me saying, I'm sorry, was I supposed to know that I'd get stuff from completing the tutorial, or was I supposed to find that out on my own? Because you get like a lot of good parts. I think I still might use a couple parts I got in the tutorial training missions, even in like late game. Let's do a legit level. But it doesn't tell you like you'll be rewarded for it. So that was a fun surprise when I finally did one. It was because I didn't want to keep doing the story, but I wanted to do something quick. It's like I didn't have much time to play. I was doing like a little bit before I was leaving. I had to leave for work, and I'm like, yeah, I'll just do this quick. And then I got something like, huh? All right. I remember this level specifically because it took me a few tries to do the first time of finding all the secrets. I think for the blueprints, I might have actually used like the Scholar Waddle Dee. Ow. Ugh. I don't think guns the play. Whatever specific caliber the gun Kirby is using, I don't think that it's of proper size. There we go. Yeah. When I actually remember what I applied for, I'll like, I know it was like a new, yeah, I still don't remember. I'm not trying to be coy about it. I actually legitimately don't remember what I did. That's been kind of the mood of the day. You know, now that I think about it, I think this specific game, because a little bit, no, because I remember I did come up with bread and actually no, I'm trying to remember the timeline of how this came out, because I think I know a lot of bread is inspired by Kirby. It's just I don't quite remember if this came out and gave me some ideas for like a few things, or if I came to those ideas before. A friend who hasn't played the Kirby game, I show her Return to Dreamland Deluxe, and he's like, this game, yeah, this is a good, fun game. Like, I remember the old ones like Dreamland. Also, welcome in, Gamer Cool. I appreciate first time chatting. Hope you're having a good day. Like, a lot of the older ones are still very charming. Like, I kind of want to get like Amazing Mirror or some of those older ones set up and running, just because I really had fun with them. Like, it's just always been a game that's been cute first. Ancient Timelines and Robobot and Return to Dream. Oh yeah, Kirby 64 was my first one, and I absolutely love that. I am waiting for them to bring back like all of the copyability mixing. I'm gonna turn up the game just a bit. Like, that was the coolest feature ever, and then they didn't do all that much with it. No, second time. I had another playthrough before when this came out that I had gotten not quite 100%, but like 96. I did everything but the final run of the true arena. Like, that's the point where I'm like, all right, I've done everything else. I've done all the other fights. I've gotten close to the true final boss, but I can't quite get it. I am going to go play something else because I'm getting a little frustrated. And honestly, I think that's all right. Ha! You're not getting me this time, you weird Gordos. What old games have I played? Actually, a bit hard to say. I don't quite remember. I know 64, this game. I think a bit of Dreamlands 3. Superstar, of course. It's a little hard not to play Superstar. But no, here's the thing. That's what I was going in for. It was just a little bit of difficulty through there, and getting really how you're playing a Souls game and you get super close to the end, and but you choke up on the last second. It is kind of like that, of just one or two little mistakes. Ooh, I'm tempted to get Crash Kirby, but I don't know how good of an idea that is. I do love how all the upgrades, how this game does upgrades, that it does get to a point where even if you're all right, practically speaking, Crash Kirby and Microphone Kirby, they aren't great options, but they're not. Nah, I know there's something really weird for the blueprint here. It's where it starts to get silly. I don't remember where. Oh wait, it's right here. Nice. Oh hey, yeah, perfect. I was just talking about this. Time crash. There's upgrades for the single-use screen clearers. That's pretty impressive. Plan on 100%? We'll see. I'll probably go about as far as I did last time. It depends on how the true arena goes, because at least part of it is muscle memory is a big enough thing that gotta get used to playing the game and how it goes, that might be able to. Might just get it to, all right, we got to not another file to 96% and we're calling it good. We'll see. I think we got it. I think we pretty much got everything. It's just the last couple Waddle Dees, but... Oh yeah. Or 13 aliens with vending mouth. I freaking love the mouthful mode. It's so cute. It's just flopping up there. I usually go for about 3 hours, from 7 Central to 10 p.m. So, right? Oh, dang. I actually did get everything. Sweet. Yeah, it's just... they have so much fun with the Kirby forms through all the games. It's pretty easy to tell, because I remember, Canvas Curse, they had a bunch of the whole draw a line and roll Kirby around like a ball. So cute. And then even 64's gimmicks of mixing and copy abilities. There are some really funny ones. Like, I think it was Electro Fire. You pulled out a sheet of paper, rubbed it on your head, and then intentionally set yourself on fire. Which I loved. Fire Sword was cool. Like, just a giant flaming greatsword. I remember, I think it was Rock Spike, the drill mode. Oh, hey, once again, the whole tutorial and gameplay. Love that. And Dynamite. Dynamite being like a replacement for Crash Kirby with the little additional gimmick of the timer was so cool. And friend, this game, yeah, I've heard good things about Robobot. Like that one's been a good successor to the form, to like in general. All right, updated my story design hell yeah. Hopefully that's been going good. Because the music that you shared in the Discord last stream was, I was listening to that and it's just I can picture myself drifting along in a pool completely discombobulated and enjoying that. And also I love the virus and antivirus designs. Bombs. Love playing. Yeah. There's always that one game that Kirby fans just absolutely love for them, and it's not really a bad option. Yeah. It's always when I have to do stuff that I take a drink, like clockwork. Nice. Should probably try. That Bronco Bird can stay. He's not doing anything. Yeah. Hey. God. Dang it. Worth. Right? Like, it's the whole, like, I remember the whole Nintendo fans really need to play a bad game, which I totally agree with, that everyone can benefit from playing a truly awful or questionable game. Just like the fact that my first Sonic game was Sonic 06. Oh, right. I completely forgot that I had a blueprint. And that game deserves to be studied for how bad a piece of software it is and how the environment of development ended up to a point where you can get software like that. Like, it's not just a bad game, it's bad software. And it's given me a much bigger appreciation for quite a lot of everything else, if I'm being honest. Granted, my experience with Kirby is pretty limited to the early days. Yeah, it's not a bad, it's still not a bad thing. Ooh, gigant. That so big. Oh yeah, big rigs. I'm so excited for like the final boss of this game. I was laughing so hard. Just for the longest time. You know, I think that's a lot of people's final Sonic game for a long time. That they, from what I heard, from the fact that like 3 big Sonic fans that I talked to when I realized I had drunkenly bought a physical disc of Sonic 06, everyone told me either, oh god, please don't play that game, or hey, here's some Sonic games you can play that aren't absolutely horrible. I love this ability so much. You just stop time, run around, and then explode. It's so busted for damageless boss runs. Here. Give me a big sword. Because, like, it was... I can only imagine how bad Sonic... Did I miss anything? No. Oh, perfect. Haven't missed any. But yeah, I can only imagine that for everyone up to that point, it was just such a disappointment. Like, if I didn't buy it knowing exactly what I was in for, I would have been legitimately upset about wasting money. Like, if I thought it was a good game, which they were promising so much for that. Oh. God. I also love these sections simply because they're like, hey, you like these really weird and niche copy abilities? Yeah, we're going to just let you do them wherever. Like, we have little courses set up for you. Ow. Have fun. Gamble on Mania sucks. Back still gushy on the franchise. Yeah, that Mania was another one that I was told a few things about. And Hello Sick, yeah, it's what killed the adventure format. Like, that got brought up a couple times, that they did not trust 3D style games like that, and it had the bones. It had the bones for being an absolutely amazing 3D adventure style game. Like, I could feel it. I'd only seen a bit of the adventure style, and I could feel that what they were going for, and was so sad that they weren't able to bring it home. They're so close, but they just didn't have the dev time. They're under a lot of crunch, as well as the fact that they had to split the team in order to... Oh, I see it. I see the trick there. In order to make another game for the Wii, which, in many ways, it's a wonderful last fuck you from Nintendo. Because I think they could have done something far more passable that wouldn't have crashed that entire style of games. Oh. If they didn't have to also make secret rings. Like, the fact that the Wii did not have the dev power for it, or the power to actually play 06 on there, they could have kept the full team. They wouldn't have had to crunch to make 2 games, and they could have kept the directors and all the staff on that one game. Which is why it's an absolutely beautiful fuck you from Nintendo. Like, they really took a look at it, completely unintentionally said, all right, we know we won the console war, but we want to stick it to that hedgehog. It's like they strung rotten meat on those. Honestly, one of the first things I noticed because I played off stream, like the first level, and didn't save in order to get the feel of, all right, what am I going into? Oh, this is pretty. What's this going to be like? How does this game play? And I was laughing so hard out of sheer disbelief, because I'm like, wait, the way this game feels, it's like it's a beta or an alpha test. It looks like it's a preview. Like they didn't. Yeah, surprise shitting in their coffee. It was... Nintendo got the last laugh and then continued to get several more final laughs in. They are haters of the highest degree. Popcorn. That reminds me, does anyone know if popcorn goes bad? Because I bought like a massive box of Sam's Club popcorn when I moved into my current place, like 3-ish years ago. And my thought is like, well, this is just like dried seeds covered in oil. If we're being practical about it, it's not like it's gonna go bad. And I still think I have more than half of the box sitting up there. I should make some. Nintendo got the last laugh. They recorded it and kept playing it. Yeah, they did. That they did. But honestly, Sonic 06 was so bad that I've never really been a Sonic fan. I've come around to it now, actually playing 06 and understanding how bad it got was the final nail in the coffin. It was a bit before that, but my thought process was I want to play all the really horrible games first to understand why everyone I know was so overjoyed and happy with both Frontiers, which I was on team, this looks like a Unity Asset Store game, but it seems like everyone's happy about it. And then Sonic Shadow Generations. Like, I wanted the full context, so I'm like, this is going to be horrible. I'm probably going to regret it, but it's also going to be really funny. So I'm going to start with the worst ones I can. No, corn seeds are still viable after being trapped in a pyramid. Grandfather son with an archaeologist. Oh, that's so freaking cool. They found some in a pyramid and actually grew them. I love that. It was earless corn, super hard to keep alive. You know, one of the coolest things about like history of agriculture and stuff like that is you do get to figure out why. Hang on, gotta look at the course. Like why we don't do things the way we used to anymore when you give it a try. Because like, oh, this is really quite awful. No wonder we have like what we have now. So remember, like, bananas are another thing like that. It's just it's cheating so hard because it's a 5-second timer. I'm gonna go through the course backwards a bit to make sure I didn't. All right, so it's literally just that, where like old bananas had a massive seeds in them and were kind of small compared to what we got now. It's really interesting stuff. And also why I have the opinion of no, put all the GMOs in my food. Like I want to see the freaking nature on a freaking nature vegetable on my plate that nature would never dare dream of. Because there's a long history of people just fucking with their food, of seeing what they can get away with and doing it. It's kind of cool. Oh yeah, Sonic 06. I wanted that. It took a little bit to get me to come around with it because I was 100% one of those console war type Sega just inherently ain't that good sort of people. But then I saw how absolutely overjoyed literally everyone I knew was when they were able to play like all the new Sonics. I'm like, all right, I gotta try this. Like, I gotta understand. And so far it's been really fun. I think it has helped a lot that I'm intentionally going through them in the worst possible way I can, so that every game will get a bit better and don't have the whole the whole issue of going from absolutely peak to that. Because, yeah. Hi. How there? You know, artificial banana flavor, yeah, I've heard that it's flavored by, like, the previous banana commercially called, but phased out because of Blight making it. Yeah, it's, like, based off of the Gross Mitchell banana, and then... Oh, right. And then after a fungus blight made them completely unviable and swapped to Cavendish bananas, then the flavor was a bit different. And do I only know that from Balatro? Yes, of course, because that's the only place anyone knows banana cultivars from. Now use, yeah, Grand Cavendish, which is like... Also, I didn't know that we just had fucking really cool names for bananas. Like, evidently, we named them really hard. We named them after really hard shit like Gross Mitchell and Grand Cavendish. Like, the people responsible for that has to be like a Victorian British thing of, yeah, we're just going to name this shit really fancy for no reason. Set me as a read. Huh. Why is that a really weird phrase that makes perfect sense? It's probably because where I went to college was like a huge craft beer area. And that sort of thing is like, no, of course somebody was trying to make a banana flavored beer. Like, that's just how that sort of thing happens. But yeah, it just makes sense. Should I try a banana flavored beer? That could be good. Maybe here's the thing, huh. Not too surprised. Man. It turns out I said this jokingly before, but it turns out I was right. This year is a bad year to quit drinking. Oh, I missed one. It's probably like, don't get wrong. Clear with... Oh, I did that. Game. How dare. Thought I did. But I'm not surprised that it's African beer. It's like, what? To make alcohol, you just... Wait, actually, how the hell do they do that? Wait, no. I understand why it's a beer, because my first thought is, wait, I thought if it was fruit, it was technically a wine. And then I remember that bananas have no fucking juice and can be used for like banana bread in place of flour. And like, oh, that's probably because in order to get anything out of it, the process has to be really close to to beer brewing. It's fine. I have all the equipment needed for brewing. You just need weather to... God. That's a mood. Like, best of luck with that, and I wouldn't be surprised if it, like, just doesn't happen. Oh. Did I get everything here aside from Fleur Tornado? Probably. I'm gonna check these pools, because there's probably something. But yeah, like, from where I am at, it goes from... very warm, like 75, 80 per weekend. Then it snows the next day. Then it goes between like rainy, cold, windy, warm, all in one day, because the Midwest cannot have nice things, especially not weather. So hopefully it calms down. But I wouldn't be surprised if not. Sometimes. That's the thing, Val. Sometimes you have nice weather. Most of the time, not. Also, hi. I don't know. It's just like a flat-out upgrade. I think there's a couple of these where like the upgrade is meaningful, changes it to the point that going from an older one to a newer one is weird. Other times it's like it's just the same thing but more so I say sometimes, so most of the time until tornado season, but you know. Yes, tornado. Yeah, like this is just whirlwind but more so. And like Clutter Spike is just Spike but bigger. You just can't improve on perfection. Currently going through my state's winter. Weather gets common state. So I take it it's pretty similar to like Midwest weather, where the seasons are almost winter, winter, still winter, and road construction. Because that is fun. God, I think there's a place. There's a stretch of highway near me that's been under construction for like the past 5 years. Right. Ow. No, wait. We survive. We're invincible. We'll never die. Oh, it's been nice. Now it's, of course. The next phase. Yeah, because of course, why would it stay consistent when we can have fucked up weather patterns? I'm back there. Because I think the mood of the weather for me, we're past the point in spring where it's snow, where it won't snow. Wait, I just remembered before I started stream, there was a little weather widget alert that said it snow, like it called for snow either Thursday or Friday. Wait, today's Thursday. Friday or Saturday. And that's going to be fun. Sure, but don't snow when you know what happens. I make no guarantees. It could be like 85 degrees, or it could be knee deep in slush and snow. Or it could be both. That's a possibility. Ooh, nice cloak. Understood. I'll plan accordingly. I forget, what's the best one to... I think it's sword. I remember doing like a passable job on the no-hit run with this. Of course, I think I did all the no-hit runs with with just crash, with time crash ability, and then doing the best I could. I remember the internet saw this design and were like, and the basic reaction was, "Oh, we know who's on a, or who on the staff, that someone on that staff is a furry." Oh, there goes no hit. Maximize aggression. Oh, I remember what I did no hit on all this with. Morpho Knight Sword. Because it's stupid. Like, why do I remember just going through these bosses with a sword ability? Charge it up. Think, hey, why isn't my sword growing absolutely stupid and giant? Oh, right. Because that's not this ability, that's another one. Ah, missed. What's the... Although this is pretty silly with Gigant Sword. Like, I think if I wanted to do it before I got massive, like all the massive bonuses, this would be a good one, because just being able to say, no, I'm not going to take any of the damage you're trying to give me, it's just nice and stupid. I love it. For some reason, this boss reminds me of Fire Lion from Kirby. I can see it. Defeat without hovering. Right, I think all the bosses are one secret condition, time, and then no hit. That's all. Oh! 2 secret, then time and no hit. Yeah, I think there's my theory for like stuff like that of, oh, this new boss is reminding me of earlier boss, is that after a certain point, all games will be a little bit self-referential. Like, one thing I noticed when playing through a bit of Final Fantasy XIV is, on one hand, there are a bunch of intentional references sprinkled in there. Like, that's by design. It's meant to be a theme park of the past 13 Final Fantasies and as much of the new ones they can put in there. But there's also... Ooh, Colosseum. There's also... Oh, hey, and Meta Knight. Gotta get that bat orb. The Borb. I love how it's a if we build it, they will come sort of situation. Where it's like, all right, we know. Oh, I'm like, what the heck's that noise? And that's my help. Behold the Borb. It's like, Meta Knight had to know. He had to notice this town. It wasn't until there was a promise of a good fight. It was like, wait, I know those Wallabies. Kirby's probably over there. There's an arena. I'm gonna punch him. No, I love this one because it's both a nice additional ability of you get to shoot a drill when you jump out of it underground, but it's also just really silly. It's just a pencil on his head. It's so dumb. Let's see. I think I want Tornado for the Colosseum. I'm still remembering what... Nah, we'll go in with Hammer. Just get the squeaky hammer. Meta Knight, heard Kirby's in town. Quick, build a Colosseum. I want to fight him. He's completely motivated by spite. All right. Do you want a Kerber? Kerber. This is like the only reason to get anything that isn't the Maximum Tomato from here. Just because it's Kirby and Elflin being cute. It's like for every other health restoration, Seriously? Oh, love how Elf one curls up. It's like a small flying cat. What was I talking about? Me. All right, more mini games up there. Hey, 125 Waddle Dees. It's quite a lot. You know, a Kirby mini boss lives talk. Is that the one that gives you a suplex? Or, because I remember the ones that are kind of inconsistent is like grapple and suplex were basically two different. Nope. Oh, right, throw. I forgot. Yeah, because throw I think got folded into suplex, and then suplex got folded into fighter. Sorry, asshole to fight. Yeah. Yeah, I'll believe that. Like, that just tracks with the throw ability. Because I loved it. I understand why it got simplified, because that was just a lot of abilities to have at once. Nope, 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 nope. Get away from me! And it does make it so you don't, so you have less rare abilities. Like, if you have only a handful of places where you can get throw and suplex, which are practically speaking, ow. Yeah, right, backdrop was the other name for it. Actually, wasn't it like throw and suplex and backdrop were the same thing, and then they just made it suplex? I mean, I'll 100% believe that it's. We're gonna keep Hammer. That's a pretty strong one. That it's gone by both names, or like depending on the translation. Just because that's how it goes. They're a bit inconsistent when it comes to what names are called what. But I remember one that I think was just in the Amazing. Backdrop was different. Suplex, well, throw was saying the right. Then that's what it was. That they first had throw and suplex, and then and backdrop, and then they turned it into suplex. So, I think so. I don't think he's in this game, but I think I've seen him in some of the later ones. I mean, it's a strong design. Mate, was he in Star Allies? I should just play Star Allies after this one, simply because. Holy! All right, hammer is the way to go. The hammer flip is just, hey, we heard you didn't want to be in this boss fight. We're here to make you not in this boss fight. First hit was an mercy invincibility. Second hit was not. Oh my god, I love Hammer. I love Hammer so much. Right? They wanted bloodshed. I will give it to them. I knew there was one that absolutely trivialized this. I am so glad I went into it. Because I've always known that Hammer is consistently one that they're like, hey, we don't let you have this all the time because it's kind of insane. Like, it has the same... Oop, underneath. A lot of the same properties as, like, Rock for activating some switches. But also... Alright, so I can't just line them up for Claudine. Ow. Want bloodshed, not you bouncing their bones off the audience. I want to save that last one for Meta Knight, so we're just going to have to play perfectly. Yeep. Look, when you hear Kirby is waddling up to the arena, you can only assume that you're going to see some absolute monsters beg for mercy, because that's what happens. Ah, I almost got him. Because that's just what happens. There we go. Closer than I thought, but... Only used one. I know this doesn't matter because it's Meta Knight. Meta Knight only has one gimmick that's actually pretty fun. And I love that they keep this so often. That he only wants to have a legitimate sword duel with Kirby. Like for original Meta Knight's Revenge, the only way to get into it without picking up Sword Kirby is you have to wait until like there's a minute left on the timer, or less than a minute, I think. And at that point, Meta Knight basically goes, all right, the ship we're on is literally about to explode. I cannot let this go on any longer. I'm just going to attack. But it's still like down to the last second. He's willing to wait until it's very apparent that you do not have the intent of dueling him fairly. So the fact that you can do this. Oh wait, no, I forgot. If you clash against Meta Knight and win, you can drop your sword ability, grab his sword, fight with the Meta Knight copy ability before you actually get it. It's honorable. He's vindictive. He's invictive. Oh, he's also so fucking adorable under the mask. He's an vindictive bad orb of a borb, if you will. But he's also honorable to several faults. 500 star coins and sword and Meta Knight sword. Which, if I remember right, there's like one more sword upgrade, but what? Okay, that's just up there. Love that for us. Don't know why it's up there, but I love it. but statistically speaking, it's not better than the Meta Knight sword. Because he's just that good. I think there's base sword. James Dark, thank you so much for following. I hope you're having a good night and welcome in. Also, I really have to change that follow announcement because that is just me. Why do I need so much cash? Oh, yeah, it's a little bit weaker, but it's so fast. We love your stream. That's why. All right. I swear, the internet has just convinced me time and time again that until proven otherwise, you kind of have to assume everyone's a bot. Because it always throws me when you get like people on Twitter, Blue Sky, wherever saying like, yeah, I kept on getting I got botted and like this is so disconcerting. I'm like, you're opening those messages? I see something from someone I don't recognize from either interacting with my posts from stream or Discord, and my first response is, you're not a real person. Be gone. Like, it's totally dead internet theory. This is like peak Curb Automata vibes of one of the places that just has the most this could have been a Nier level, and I love it. But like I see those types of posts and like, I don't believe you exist until you prove your humanity to me. Ads. Lemon. I'm so sorry that ads just started. Thank you so much for rating. How's the stream? Get any more game dev done? And well, I think it's a minute before you get hit by them, but welcome in Raiders on Eldritch Horror Bread, Eldritch Horror from Beyond Reality, found an old band Blockbuster full of retro games and playing them. Mostly play retro, but every now and then I get the desire to do something else and play a new one, like Kirk in the Forgotten Lands tonight. Here, I'll do the intro again after. Wait, why am I talking? Ow.
You sound like, yes, it was. It sure was.
But I never heard it played that way before.
Well, a good tune can be done anyway. Now, wait a minute. Hold it. Lad, wait a minute. Wait just a minute. Show Johnny. We'll prove it.
What do you mean? Play another tip?
Johnson, no. Johnson right as a waltz. As a waltz. You got it? Here it is.
Next stop, New York City.
Most of the sound factors are already known. The speed of the tape in recording, its playing time, and the sound level required. A fine-grained deposit of nickel. This makes smooth-walled grooves. This takes precisely 2 minutes and 40 seconds. They have to be twisted.
Oh, I didn't mute. This is all being broadcast live. The sound of whatever is in there. Well, back. Totally didn't wander off in the middle of that and forget to go in. But yeah, welcome back, everyone, and welcome in, Raiders. Really appreciate it. And there's not actually much more to cover than I already covered over chat or text. Because yeah, like streaming's a lot, and if you're exhausted, I'm always one for don't push yourself, because that will be noticed. And if you gotta rest. Like I know for some cases you do get a bit of energy back from stream, and I've definitely had some streams be absolute mood boosters for me, but also you get the other side of that, which is, knew this was here, which is that they can also be a lot of work and easy to wear yourself out more, or like some little thing will happen and that'll drop your mood entirely. So it's rough, and you gotta do what you need to in order to like just not wear yourself out in the name of content, because that's how they get you. Ooh, vending machine. That being said, I do appreciate the raid and hope that anyone who's still around, because I know Lemon said they were going to sleep. Understandable. I appreciate it. Hope you're having a good night. I love how obscene your ammo count is for this. Like, it's an old vending machine that has been left around for a long time, but it also has 150 plus shot or cans in it. Actually, how many? No, there's no way that a vending machine can stock that much. Like, there has to be an upper. It has to be like, I could see like 50 cans in a vending machine. All right, we're looking this up. Vending machine max capacity. Holy shit! It actually is around 120. Yeah. No, I wasn't. That's why I looked it up. So I'm like, that seems like an awful lot of pop to put in a brick. But nah, it turns out that they can just, like, average capacity is around 120, give or take. Huh. I'm now remembering that, like, 5 streams ago at this point, I had the strange craving for pineapple flavored pop. I went out the next day. I did get some pineapple flavored pop and a pineapple flavored energy drink, and a pineapple flavored Dorito, which those are great. I still have not put the pineapple flavored pop in the fridge, and I'm now having the cravings for that again. I have just enough. I have the vestiges of just enough professionalism to not immediately go pause the stream and go on BRB to start chilling that. But once again, I think I know what it is. That it's not a good idea because it's not like it doesn't actually help it doesn't actually help your vocal cords, and what's happening is the citrus is acting more as a like paralytic, not really like paralytic agent. That sounds much worse than it is, but it's like a numbing agent. That's better. That's a better explanation of what it is. That it like numbs your throat similar to a cough drop, which is why for a while I called it bastard lemonade, because I just took my water bottle and and I filled it with a little bit of water, a little bit of like simple syrup or sugar, and then some lemon juice. So it was basically lemon water, but more so. And that's what helped me get through like longer streams or ones where I did a bit more talking. I wonder if I'm still getting a little bit of junk from the 12-hour stream where I was popping throat spray, cough drops, and it was just, I'm like, I don't care. I'm going for 12 hours. Rest my voice. Nope, that ain't a thing. We ain't taking breaks. We're doing this straight because the original plan was I'm going for until I beat the game. It was actually 16 hours, not 12 now. I remember that. And I wonder if that had a bit of a knock-on effect of just a little bit of lasting damage as a treat. Worth it, though. You know, that... True, I just need to carbonate the water, and it would have been some lemon soda. Or lemon pop. Evolution of vending machines is fat. It's nothing but a capacity arms race. Yeah, that makes sense. Now that I like actually think about it, that makes a whole lot of sense, because the biggest cause, in theory, once you get a vending machine there and established, it will eventually cycle through its entire stock. Hopefully. If it doesn't, then you have to really just look at, do we need a vending machine here? So the costs end up being just how often do we have to restock it? Like, how often do we have to get a dude out here for the express purpose of putting stuff in this vending machine? So the more you have it, or like the more you don't have to do that, the more money the vending machine ultimately makes. Makes sense. If I remember right, the solution to this puzzle is doing something very stupid, because you don't need these up here. I absolutely love the stair mouse full mode, because look at him with his little arms out, just little nubbins out, no thoughts in his mind, just so polite, big and awkward. Flop. So cute. There we go. But yeah, I'd always drink that because it soothes. Fuck. It helped with throat pain. I'm not even going to attempt to say that anymore. It was just going downhill and beyond. But like hot tea and the like is, or something warm, even if you're just warming up a bit of water, and something with honey, like lemon honey tea is probably one of the better options. That works a lot better than definitely don't use cough drops. Like that. Aha! Oh, sweet. We got enough stuff for that. Like, the fact that I'd always be popping Fisherman's Friends cough drops, which if you don't know what they are, if you're ever sick and in need of cough drops, I highly recommend this specific brand because it's fucking awful. But not like those Hall's cough drops that taste really good and are infinitely suckable, but don't do all that much when you have a horrible throat pain. No, these are like, there are 3 ingredients, and the first 2 are menthol. I think it's one of those that the recipe hasn't changed since 1800s or something stupid. So they work like you don't believe. It's just when that's something you habitually reach for like several times per stream, that's when it gets a little bit questionable. Stay here for long. I might freeze. Oh, we are going to be staying here for a long ass time, Elflin. You best acclimate. Acclimate or die. Or just don't acclimate. I love that the bombs get floaties. I actually have no idea how to use the bomb power-up because it didn't... It had a very... Bomb Kirby in this game had a very rough transition. It didn't quite... It's a little bit hard to use, and like, in my opinion, there's better ones. There's ones where... There's Kirby games where it's like really good. Just because of the way it is. And then there's ones where it's kind of meh. Especially because some of my favorites, like Crash, got a lot more stupid. Now, if I remember right, the general consensus is that Chain Bomb goes from being a fun little add-on to you kind of need it. That ain't. What were we talking about before the break? So the biggest reason I hate ad breaks on Twitch is simply because my brain is small. My brain is distracted by many things. And my brain will not remember what's going on between one moment and the next. Oh, right. Bots. Hang on. I know there has to be like a cup. There has to be something on the house, and it's either being withheld until later, like something actually spawns there, or there's just not any. Oh, there's one. That's what I was looking for. If I remember right, there was a point where there was a point in this game where I got a little bit sick of how it's like you do a treasure road, get them all complete, then you do a level, and next thing you know, you have several other levels that you have, or more treasure roads that you have to do, and it messes with my completion, the little bit of a completionist brain that I still maintain. Ow, I walked right into those. That's like, no, I have to do the fun little mini games. I gotta do the side content. There's stuff. It gets me upgrade materials. I'm gonna need them. Alright, which way? Oh, sneaky. And at some point, I was like, all right, I don't want to keep on doing this. I'm just going to go do levels, and when I need stuff, then I'm going to go do the treasure roads. And then knowing my luck, I immediately needed more stuff and went back to just doing all the treasure roads. Which, tracks. Or, how did I do it? I might have just blitzed ahead until I needed something and then did the bare minimum, but that also does not sound like me in the slightest. So it's... Oh. So I might have just kept on doing them. There we go. We even get the mask. Little wings. I love a headband. Wait. Does this imply that... Does this imply that Meta Knight, his wings are connected to the back, to his mask and aren't like an actual part of him? And I have a bunch of cool attacks. Just sword, slide, jump, and attack. Use upper caliber with full. Okay. Sword, slide, jump. Oh, that's cool. So it's guard A. Guard A. All right. Once I figure out how to actually get that to work, it'll probably do a lot of damage. I'll probably miss all my shots. So who actually knows? All right, Metro on Ice. Man, I really need to beat Metro Exodus. I love the Metro series, and I got that one pretty much when I got my PS5. And then the annoying thing with Metro series is that you have to either commit to doing it perfectly to get the best ending, which means playing it as a stealth game, which is a little bit rough because they haven't really improved much on the stealth mechanics. Like it's a bit of an annoyance. You got to really say, all right, I'm going to restart, save scum, and be very careful. And also does the thing that most stealth games do, where it's like you can be lethal and have an easier time, or you can be non-lethal and get all these bonuses and best ending stuff, but it's going to be a massive pain. And of course, I'm committed to doing that with the whole stand on top of 2 trains. I mean, you don't have to tell me twice. Freaking love trains. Ow. I'm on fire. All right, we don't. Ow. Oh, we definitely don't have the full health. Ow. Game? Please. Wait. Ow! That was not worth it. Alright, can we... Can we do the save scum, or not the save scum, but the traditional thing? Oh, they're not gonna respawn. Dang it. I always love going back and forth between between sections to try and get. Ooh, you know what? This'll do. I'm okay with this. Favorite type of stealth is never reported. Where there's never seen, never reported. One requires stealth, the other requires immense firepower. I love that type too. Where if they don't, there can be no witness. You can't be caught if there's no witnesses. And I will always hold that the ultimate stealth weapon is the humble grenade. Because, oh no. They heard a big boom over there, and now they're going to go investigate that. I threw it over here. It's dark out. It makes no sound to just huck it, and it makes a distraction at the point where it lands. Unfortunately, every single stealth game that gives me the option for a grenade does not see it that way, and the moment I throw it, then suddenly they know exactly where I was. Which is just not fair, you know? Because I do wish there was more game. What was it? There was a game that I was playing. Was it Crysis? It might have been Crysis 2. Which, by the way, is so much more fun when you realize that stealth is kind of boring and it doesn't actually, the game doesn't actually penalize you for not being stealthy. So you can't. The dumbest thing I ever did was I went loud, I waited around a corner, I just darted out and grabbed the aliens by the throat. And and instantly killed them, because that's just the thing. You can lift them by the throat, shake them around some, and they just die. So I just dart out with maximum armor mode on, so I wasn't taking any damage. Wait for an alien to get close enough, shake them, and then repeated until the entire encounter got grabbed by the neck around behind this wall and never fired a shot. It was the funniest thing. But I do love when a game can admit, like, all right, the enemies aren't seeing you right now. There's no way for them to actually know where you are, despite the fact that you did fire some shots without a suppressor, without being stealthy. Strangely, I am stealth. You do not see me. You do not perceive me. And I will shake you until you recognize that. Oh, I actually didn't know that you could get a, like, star charge just by sucking in air. That's actually very nice. But I honestly love those games where you can legitimately choose between going loud and being stealthy. Because there's a difference. A lot of games will say, oh yes, you can choose your approach. You know, see Crod. No, I think you put no see Crod is more in character for the Crod meme. Just love the idea of a D&D character where you can roll high enough. Oh, he's so sleepy. Look at him. Taking a little nap. And sleep actually does something. Like, the fact that it restores your health is such an upgrade. Ooh, invincibility candy. Who stashed a candy back there? I don't care. It's sweet and I want it in my mouth. But no, The one thing I will say though is that D&D sort of has a problem where on paper, Krod is a perfectly legitimate build. Roll intimidation for a stealth check. People forget that there are mechanics for like intimidation. They only ever remember that you can do intimidation with strength because that's the one explicitly called out, but oh shit, I've forgotten this too. I should 100% abuse this more because my favorite thing to do in D&D is I'm not fighting whatever the DM thinks their encounter is. I am fighting the DM specifically because I find it funny. The proudest moment is whenever I make the DM realize, oh god, what have I allowed? Like last time we played, I'd made a realization that the campaign I'm in we're using some extra rules in a fan-made expansion called Ryoku's Guide to the Yokai Realms, which is super cool. Like, look it up if you're into it. I really enjoy the crafting mechanics and monster harvesting bits. And because there is a bigger focus on crafting and all that, the DM's like, all right, the way this is going to go is you're going to be doing like base building. You're going to have a town you guys can go back to and improve, build on, have facilities there to actually be permanent craft. Because the two ways I've seen D&D done is you either have the wandering hobos, the murder hobos, if you will, where you don't have any real base or home. You just go from town to town doing plot hooks and don't really have anywhere to go to. Or you have central hub mechanics where it's something like, if you've ever played Vermintide, you would essentially teleport between a central base and the mission area. Ooh, Kurt. Yes, the tasty triangles, the forbidden Doritos, the VHS media player software logo. Also, welcome in, Kara. I hope that you're doing well today. I've seen you. Now it's Echoes of Wisdom. Find that yet? If you have any extra brain cells, donate them here. They will not go to a good home. Hey, we're just talking D&D nonsense. But it's like, you either have a base that you can teleport out of to wherever your next stop in the murder hobo road trip is. Oh, hey, speaking of triangle. Doing all right. Yeah, I really need to finish that. I think I'm on like the last dungeon. Oh, shoot. I also never finished Mario and Luigi Brothership. The game tried to make me make a story-altering choice, and I was conflicted, so I'm like, I don't have the brain power for this. I'm just going to play something else. And then played Echoes of Wisdom, went on that for a bit, and thought, wait, what the hell am I doing? I don't have brain power. I forgot that. Hold out an open skull. Brains for the poor. I see nothing wrong with that plan. Which is probably why I need brains donated. Hang on. As being as a quote. Damn, we're almost at 200 quotes. Why do y'all let me say so much stupid shit? Legit question. How have I gotten away with this for so long? Get skewered. But no, so it's very rare that you actually have like a consistent home base. And so far it's been a really fun campaign because DM's been structuring it around like the main plot is going out and doing stuff to rebuild the town. So we're going to be away a lot, yes, but we're also always going to go back because the reason we're going away is to get shit. Goofy fellas on the run from cops. Yes. So, like, that's been nice. And I've forgotten what the point that I started this conversation is. Something about... God. All right, I'm actually a little upset because I don't remember what I was talking about. Oh, right, intimidation for stealth. Intimidation for stealth check led to the whole there's actually rules on... Right, Suikoden-like. But that's what it was. That we had... Because we're doing all this town building, I jokingly said last session when we had a random encounter with this really lonely silver dragon that was super chill. Like, he just wanted a nice conversation and he gave us some iced tea as a parting gift. And I jokingly said, invited him, like, hey, our town is, like, the town that we're all from is not far from here at all. You can just shack up. Like, here's a business card for our mayor. Also, don't tell her that I made her business cards. She's already mad enough at me for various reasons. Just, like, tell her you met us and we'll set up a place for you to live. It'll be fine. At which point I realized, wait, we're just going to be recruiting every single NPC that is either mildly useful or mildly interesting to our town. And between watching a lot of people play the Suikoden remasters, plus another, like, the indie version of Suikoden, Ludian Chronicles, it's also a pretty fun game from what I've seen. Really gets the vibe of Suikoden, and also I think is made by, like, the same people. I'm like, wait, we can just do this. We can make this from a base building RPG into an accidental inspired by Suikoden thing. It'll be great for everyone but the DM, who now has to keep track of, if I have my way, 108 NPCs. Because that's the traditional amount of required for a good ending NPCs from Suikoden. That a cruel idea, using certain binaural beats and other frequencies, mental effects, and, like, infrasounds can cause person feet. I feel like that would be an amazing idea. I think that you might have trouble getting your game anywhere but on any storefront other than self-hosted, even if it's for free. But I am a proponent of, like, I can't pretend that I'm not 100% behind the idea of mentally and emotionally torturing your player base. Like, aside from my view of Zelda games being Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild was good, but it would be better if it gave young children playing it for the first time nightmares, because as a young child, maybe I was not as prepared mentally as I thought I was for Ocarina of Time. That game's fucked. No other way to say it. There's just some sections that is like that'll stick with a kid for a while, and I'm pretty sure that's a big reason as to why I really some fucked up shit, because Dead Hand as a boss had a lasting and permanent effect. Hell yeah. Please, Quiet Man is on Steam. It abuses flashing red and blue lights with... Oh. Yeah, good point. You can do whatever you want. Yeah, if that's on there, there's no rules. The other thing is, speaking of D&D, I'm not actually good at balancing encounters, my recurrent quote when it comes to D&D specifically is whenever somebody asks me like what the CR is, I'm like, I don't know how to calculate that. I just threw random stats and decided to tweak it on the fly if you guys were dying hard. Or a recurring thing from when I'm balancing Savage Worlds is I'll say, yeah, I accidentally anti-tank rifled you guys based off of an actual event where I had thought I'd balanced an encounter for the players, but it was like still very, very much early at me running that system. So of course there's things that I didn't know. And the first thing was that when building an encounter and using vehicle stats, I should not and should never again use the anti-tank rifle cannon as a basis for what I should shoot at players that aren't in a vehicle. Because I need fire for that. Dang it. Or I need this. Because I hit a player and I dealt... The Savage Worlds has a quirk that I really like where your max HP isn't like tied to a stat or a roll. You have 3 wounds. After you get hit that many times that's above like basically your armor class, your toughness level, plus a bit, then you die. So every player has 3 HP. Every NPC that the game calls extras, which is such a wonderful way of getting into the mindset of what you should be expecting from this, because calling them extras made me realize, wait, I shouldn't be running this like a legitimate challenge or trying to kill the players. I should be running this and treating this game like it's a bad B movie. Like it's something that would realistically star Arnold Schwarzenegger before he became governor of California. Like it should be tropey, it should be simple, and if the way that I should do combat is for every round I want it to last, there should be 1 mook for every player character. And that's just been honestly really good advice. It's Invasion USA's theater. Yeah, pretty much. Like the suggested settings are fantasy, of course, because everyone absolutely adores fantasy as a genre and it's easier to get people in there. Sci-fi, there's a lighter version of the rules for that, and then a full expansion that I have that's also really cool and covers like stuff you need for Cyberpunk, Star Trek, and everything in between. But there's also Pulp, which is like 1920s adventure comics sort of deal and modern, which is like the aforementioned dumb action movie. But it's also modern based off of when the game was first released, so it's early 2000s and not... So it's like, you can tell this was first made before 2010 about, which is kind of cool. Like, it's oddly nostalgic when I look at what they say modern is, just because of how much technology has gone between then and now. Ooh, Circuit Pit. But yeah, so the fact that I dealt 3 times that player's max HP, and then even with fudging the rolls, couldn't get it down to a point where it'd be survivable, that we had to throw every resource plus 1 of, hey, I messed up this encounter, take take one of these resources that you can use to try and avoid a wound for free because I messed up here. And that's why my opinion of how to actually balance an encounter, I no longer try to kill the players. Like I've heard a couple people like talk about how they do encounters, and my first reaction was, who hurt you to plan an encounter that devious? My opinion is I might be bad at hurting you guys physically, but I can instead improve my writing and roleplay skills and hurt you guys emotionally. Mess up here. I thought I brought a howitzer to a snowball fight. Pretty much. Find a cave's a safe from... Oh, I didn't find a cave. Like, it was bad. I think I nerfed it mid-fight. And I've also done a couple of things of, like, I baked it into the fight, and I thought it turned out pretty cool. There's a stat for vehicles called heavy armor, which is you need a weapon tagged with heavy weapon in order to damage it. So, like, if you're fighting up against a tank, your base pistol won't do any damage no matter how good you roll. Because there's a rule in Savage Worlds that if you get the highest roll on a dice, so like if you roll a 6 on a d6, in pretty much every case, the dice explodes, which means you get to roll it again and add that to the total. It can get really dumb. Like, I had one player rolling, like, I think it is either D4 or D6. That ain't. But they kept on getting the highest roll again and again, and it ended up with like a 24. I'm like, yeah, no, that... I'm not even... I think it was on their damage too, where I'm like, all right, that's so good. I feel like I have to also do a bonus, so pick something else you want to not be there, and it'll not be there. It's such a fun system once you get into the head that it's supposed to be really on the favor of the players, because D&D, in my opinion, it's a system where you can reasonably expect your players to fail and have to come up with a plan B. Savage Worlds, in my opinion, is one where you reasonably have to assume your players to succeed and build around that. But where's we going with this? I told the... Hang on, I forgot what the hell I was talking about again. Yeah, I'm just going to leave that where it lies. Savage Worlds is cool, and I'd like more people to play it, because my big problem with a lot of tabletop RPGs is that space is, for better or worse, so dominated by D&D. It is a legitimate thing when people were complaining about how much they hated the SRD change, or the changes to the license. I'm like, all right, why do you care though? You're not, because my experience is that you're not going to actually play that much official stuff. Like, all right, it's like you can't use the main content anymore because you don't agree with the company, and that's not really a huge loss. Like, who actually plays D&D using the official content? You all just make up a setting of your original setting and plot. And I'm honestly a little bit happy for that, because it's not that good of a system, in my opinion. It's a really hot take, I know, but it's extremely rules heavy. And it's extremely hard to customize. One of my favorite things about Savage Worlds is they don't give you a lot of... new building. Like, they don't give you a lot of races or the like working on Yeah, I was doing that too, and then I realized it was so close to Savage Worlds, so I just bought Savage Worlds. Ooh, the fishing pond. Nice. They have a blueprint too. Flash fish. That's actually pretty cool. I really like that one because it's more of a reflex game. Oh yeah. You can get defense up, attack up, or speed up. I think I only ever really use the maximum tomato because more health is always nice. Yeah, like Savage Worlds is cool and good about how it's very customizable. Like, they don't... Ooh, sleep ability. Nice. They don't really want you to use the system as hard and fast rules of you have these weapons and this is what you use them for. You have these mechanics and nothing else. There's sections where it straight up says, if you think of a better thing, just go for it. These are not rules, these are guidelines. And here's the base equipment, but it's more to... Ooh. I remember Dragonfire being a bit silly. Yes. Like, you can customize it. This is more of an example to show you what is possible and get your creativity going. And they also do something that makes my gun nut brain happy, in that most weapons of a similar caliber do similar damage. So if you're like, oh, hey, I had a player say, hey, I want M1 carbine. It's called the Cook's carbine. It was given to support roles for World War II. It's lighter, it's easier. Like, all right, so what caliber is it? That one? All right, the closest one is this weapon. I don't remember. I think we used a hunting rifle for it. And all right, we're going to use hunting rifle stats, but the whole point of it is that it's a lightweight weapon meant for support roles. So we're going to lower the minimum strength by a bit, or by like one step, and do this, that, and boom. Weapon that is not in the main game makes perfect sense to exist, and easily customizable because there's good guidelines and base knowledge of, all right, you want something that does about this much damage, is lighter, and a couple other things. We can do that. And similarly for races, they come with a list of every single thing that you could want to make the example races, like the basic dwarves, elves, dragonborn stuff. But they also have a bunch of things that aren't used because they're like, no. You can just do stuff. You can just, like, if you want a changeling, here's like a handful of things. If you want a changeling that's a fucked up ambush predator, you can also give it invisibility, the ability to cling to walls, heat vision, and a bunch of other stuff that just isn't anywhere on the main game because we want this to be your own thing. And it's so cool. Oh, okay, that's cool. They give you more bombers in case you get to this point and are like, I don't have this. I missed a few things and have to keep going. My system took into account ammo quality. Cheap ammo has chances of jamming or just exploding. Taking limb. Oh my god, that reminds me of something else we did in D&D. So Ryoku's guide also has prosthetics, which are either just replace a limb, no questions asked, like hook hand, something a bit more articulate and complex, whatever. But also magical prosthetics that does everything a limb could do, feeling and all that included it. Now, what we didn't read and didn't notice until I made one for a character after we had already committed to narratively mutilating a few characters because we wanted that as a magical item, is that you don't actually have to be missing a limb to use these. They can and should just go on top if you're fully able-bodied. Like, you can replace a limb or just enhance one. So now we have several characters who are missing a limb that didn't need to after an event. And I saw this because I was trying to do the brunt work to enchant a new one for another character that wasn't there, and was already missing a limb for narrative reasons. Oh. Dang it. I hope that resets. And I texted the group chat and said, hey, I think our DM did this on purpose because it was funny. Or at least that's my theory and I'm sticking with it. But this also meant that because we wanted to mess with these things, we had what I call open enrollment for mutilation. Where it just asks, like, hey, I'm okay with giving you guys some free magic prostheses, so who wants to get mutilated? And we were just all like down for, yeah, sure, give us this thing that might be a little bit of a liability, but it is also cool as hell. That's just the kind of quality of people I'm playing D&D with, where if you give us the option to get a limb chopped off that might be a bit traumatic, we'll go for it. We're chill with it. Oh, this one's stronger than the one we fought in the arena. Not by much. Which is just, I don't know. I love that, the vibe of the group I'm in so much. Oh. Guess we work with what we have, and what we have is... I keep on forgetting that I don't need to drop my ability in order to mouthful mode something. I don't know why that's stuck in my head. Ah, well. Ooh. Aha! Got 4 of those. That also reminds me of another rule for Savage Worlds, that it's in the specifically the Deadlands, like Weird West expansion, that there is a rule I really like for El Cheapo gear, is what they actually call it. That you can pay half of the cost, but you're going to wish that you didn't. Like, clothing and gear will either be prone to breaking, or it'll be obviously torn and cheap to the point that most people will be able to pin you as a little bit of a cheapskate, and probably a little bit of beggar vibes. Explosives might not go off, guns will jam, misfire, or full out explode, and there's a table for mortal wounds that if you get hurt badly enough, you can lose a limb. I think a natural either double one's the equivalent of a critical failure, or the highest roll on the table ends with being hit in the junk, and the table says, "Hope you weren't not planning on having kids." Which on one hand sucks. On the other hand, doesn't actually impair you in any way, in the same way that losing an arm, leg, or an eye would. So unless you were planning on doing the cliched and kind of unfunny horny bard shtick, it shouldn't actually affect you. Other than the aforementioned, I can't hurt you guys physically, so I'm going to hurt you guys as emotionally. But it's just such a silly rule and thing to have in the game that I can't help but love it. Ooh, it's 2 of them. Ow. Oh my god, I got both of them with that one hammer flip. Dang it! But no, that's why I want to mention the absolute best system I've seen for being like, ooh, what do we get? Frosty Ice, nice. For like customization is Genesis, because it legit does not give you any gear. Gonna need ice there. I think I can just walk back and get some that I missed a dude. Oh. Or that. Oh, ads. Be back in a sec.
But this is the point where most people long for a roadmap. You discover unlimited variety, the finest in sound and performance. This takes precisely 2 minutes and 40 seconds. They have to be perfect.
All right. That one time, ow. That time being late was for a really dumb and inexcusable reason. I went to the kitchen to refill my water bottle. And while I was there, I'm like, I got like a handful of nuts. I got a can of peanuts. Just, ow. Not quite there. I got a can of nuts. I'll just take a handful of nuts. And I was, might have been a little, still eating them while the ads returned. Totally worth it because they're also friggin' delicious. I believe that if you have a weird craving for something, it's probably because your body knows that there's like a nutrient or a thing in there that it could really use right now, and it has like the best source, period. Like there's one point where, because of a road trip and my poor proper planning for snacks, that for that entire weekend of the road trip, I ate a whole lot of sweets. Like, we got donuts for breakfast. Most of the snacks we had on hand were sweet. And by the time I got Twin Wild Frosty without getting hit, goddamn. By the time I was back, I had I had a massive headache. Like, absolutely horrible. Oh, that's so cute. But also such a huge craving for peanuts that I demolished like half a jar and realized, wait, my headache's getting better. This isn't because I was dehydrated from traveling and all that. This is because I legitimately need more salt in me. Like, it's like a or electrolyte deficiency or something. So then I just grabbed the salt shaker and poured it in because I was also really full. I did get dinner on the way down, and it helped a bit, but didn't have quite enough salt. So I still had a massive freaking headache. Nope, that ain't the plate. But I didn't quite have enough from, like, I couldn't eat anymore. I'm like, all right, this is going to be stupid, and I'm not sure if I should actually do this, but this is also going to work, so I'm going to do it. And it legitimately worked. And of course, the next day I went out and got like a canister? Like a container. A container of those, of sodium pills that they're a thing for pain relief anyway, but specifically for the sodium is why I got them. And whenever I get a massive headache, they actually really work. For the break, and I made a mental note of this that actually stuck. It's mentioning like the most customizable RPG I've ever seen. And it's one called Genesis. I wish I could have played more, but the thing is with D&D, what people are used to are what they're used to. So it's pretty hard to, especially if you don't have much time and people are just generally want to go with what they know and what's comfortable to them and not learn a system. Like, you have to first be willing to teach new players a new system, which for my group has been me running Savage Worlds. Oh, barely. I thought I was falling off of that one. But so you have to commit to learning it yourself, committing as much of it as you can to memory, and teaching it to new people and helping them through the teething difficulties. Which is why it's kind of hard to swap off from anything but D&D, because, like, you know that, you have the base, you can add new rules to it, which leads to things of, like, oh yeah, I've added a horror homebrew rule book, or I've added a sci-fi or modern expansions. Like, there are RPGs that just do this. You can just use those RPGs, please, please. I am begging you. Move outside your comfort zone. God, this music sounds like Mario 64 Bowser Road, like the lead up to that. Now we're going Cutter, actually. That's cool. What was the... I forgot to upgrade the thing, but I don't think it was for Cutter. They're... Yeah, and they're built for that kind of setting. Like, it works so much better. Like, you want to get a setting that deals with fast, frantic firefights that require you to take cover, go for Savage Worlds. Also, the music for DDD here is so freaking cool. Because you have less health, all the guns are statted and make sense, and it's built for that sort of thing. Like, there's rules that you don't have to do the custom work of putting in for yourself. Like, I will take RPG nerds who are afraid of different settings by the hand and say this: it's okay to step outside your comfort zone and do something that isn't fantasy. I just realized that there's an atom symbol in the middle of this, which is weird because it... Oh, sweet, I did the dodge. It's like, this is 100% church vibes. But there's also, like, university, maybe? Gimme. Swallow DDD's hammer. Hey, I saw the opportunity to flip him with this. Taking it. And, like, even if you want to do custom stuff and experiment with homebrew in a system or things that you know aren't going to be in there, again, Genesis, it's the most customizable thing that I know, because it literally does not have a table for gear or anything. It just says, like, hey, here's a list of things that you can put onto gear, of, like, you want to make a crossbow? Okay, so you need a weapon with the two-handed hindrance, the two-handed drawback, the ranged feature, if you want it to be heavy, probably want this one that increases damage, X, Y, Z, and you build your own for every piece of gear. It's pretty cool. And, like, both... Oh, DDD is back up and doing evil. Oh man, are definitely not an evil. Definitely part of the true evil final Eldritch boss thing got captured. How sad. Oh, Kirby's too cute. Man, like, using a system purpose built for what you want. Way to go. Kirby's cute, yeah, his cute little bicycle helmet. He's being so safe. Original Wasteland. One has been captured by King Dedede. Explore the next area and save him. He has such a vibe of... Kirby has such a vibe of... My mom said that it's okay to go fight Eldritch Horrors if it's okay with your mom. Oh. Even Banana Waddle these. Oh, it's Bomb. Bomb has enough? Got captured by King Dedede? That sounds odd, even for him. Hope they're both okay. Aw. I love how the Waddle Dees are like, they know something's up with Dedede. And that isn't like him. I'll say it again so much that I love how character development for most very long-running villains for Nintendo either goes towards pretty much zero, because let's be honest, that... Ooh. I like the little satellite dish on him. So let's be honest. The Ganondorf from Ocarina has pretty much stayed consistent compared to... Oh, I don't have enough money? Huh. That sucks. But every game he's appeared in, he's been more or less the same. Not much question. But like Bowser and Dedede, Dedede got hit with it faster. That he went from absolutely no... Oh, he fell off. Nothing other than being kind of a send-up of Bowser, of local evil king that has minions and does evil for reason, or does petty evil for reasons, and then morphed into just, yeah, from malefactor to menace to friend. Exactly. He's just like, no. He is, look at what Dedede has been exposed to time and time again. This cute little dude. The most we can see him is grump. He's grumpy, but it's rubbed off. I absolutely love how that keeps on happening. Like, there's a point where they either get development or just stop being a threat. Get shot. All right, we're hunting for these. Ooh. Fish. Oh, hey. Those dudes were in like 64. Love that. Oh, come on. I can't get the height? Weird, but okay. The music goes so good for this section. Come on, Kirby. Aim. Aim with your nubbins. I believe in you. There we go. Well, I will say, one thing that I noticed is that you can kind of tell that there's a bit of a copyability theme per stage. That there's one that if you want to do the challenge or how the level's set up, makes a little more sense to, like for this one, pick up a gun, because there's some enemies that are a bit annoying to deal with up close, and you have the challenge of finding and shooting targets. Plus, there is, by default, just that the enemy that gives that copy ability is more common throughout the stage. So, like, collect erasers. Speaking of which, import some vintage Kirby erasers along Quick Draw Kirby that has a plug-in hand holding a gun. Wait, that's so detailed. Like, I don't want to say like for an eraser, because it's like it minimizes the effort put into that, and also it should be supported that if you're going to do something, you better commit to doing it well. And if you can do something cool like that, definitely do it. But that's just so cool. Like, he's got a little plug-in gun to his nub arm. It's amazing. The Trigger of Doom. Like, they go pretty hard on merch like that. Absolutely love the somewhat wild and weird Kirby, or not even Kirby, like all Nintendo related merch. Like, there is a official Nintendo Mario forklift certification badge that made me legitimately question how long people have said that forklift certification is the sexiest thing a man can have. Like, that, I thought it was a more recent joke of, oh yeah, I'm forklift certified, and I can get it as being like a fun little mark of certification. Like, yeah, you've gone through the class, you aced the test, and instead of just like giving you a slip of paper, we're also going to have this little badge for your uniform. So with the added bonus of, if the foreman needs someone to move a box in the warehouse, they can just kind of look and say, I see you're forklift certified. Get on this. But it's also really funny that it's been treated as a semi big deal of, like, that man's forklift certified. He's got privileges. I don't know. My opinion of humanity is that it's a collection of really weird behaviors that have gone on for so long, but also some of them are actually just really kind of cute. Like forklift certification, and the fact that they'll make that some of the collectible memorabilia that gets made is both really silly if you look at it objectively, but if you actually look at it, it's also undeniably really cool. Wait, no, I think I still need a gun. It's like, I didn't know that collectible vintage erasers were a thing. I am now somewhat invested, because that is it's just cool. That 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 3? Oh yeah, there's more. Although I suppose the memorabilia has done its job. We are still talking about it. It's still working as advertisement. Japan has a long history of it. Yeah, that's something that I wish there was less shame about doing just fun stuff, like in the US, I feel like you can easily get down to a conspiracy road of like, ooh, hey, there's a lizard there. I mean, you can also get down to a road of conspiracies about lizards just being there, hanging out, doing their best. But as to various reasons why, and I'm sure there's like a bunch of societal bias and whatever, something commodification. Do you want to get the old Treasure Island brand Sonic rate? Oh, that sounds cool. I can also bet that it'd be pricey, but it does sound cool. Because, like, at the end of the day, all the sort of collectible stuff is just fun stuff. Like, I also am very well aware that I cannot make fun of anyone's collection for the same reason, for the sheer reason that my collectible of choice is old game consoles. I can't really say anything because a big reason why I have them is I was there when they were relatively new, but also they are so expensive. Oh, mine too. Also, nice. And practically speaking, I missed so much. Well, this will be a good level for the cleanup stream. Like, I got a 64. I have 2 original NES controllers that I cleaned up. One I swapped with a Bluetooth adapter so I can play it with my Switch. It reads as a Pro controller, and it's for the NES Online. I got a Raspberry Pi full of ROMs because I'm like, I could play these on my laptop, but I like having it connected directly to. That's why I can say I have stuff you've never heard. Exactly, and it's cool. Like, one of the proudest things I own that I don't actually own because I got it for free, and it's just it's a piece of software, is I still have a copy of Cryostasis on my desktop from when I streamed that game, because you cannot get that on digital or physical distribution because it was PC only. Good Old Games doesn't have it anymore because there's a rights debacle, and nobody actually knows who has the rights to distribute that game anymore. So you can only have the only option of a pirated copy. Oh, Butterfly, thank you so much for checking into the Blockbuster. You're having a good night. Nice seeing you. Hi. Yeah, and it's like and Cryostasis is a really weird fucking game. I could see the argument that it's also a sort of mid game, but I'm happy I own it because it's like having random niche things that other people might look at and say, that's kind of weird, is cool. Forget what the trick is. I think it's just hit them real hard. Yes. Hit them real hard and don't get hit in response. Also use that shield. I'm doing really well. Had a good day. Playing some Kirby Automata. We're actually starting to get into sections where if you just like photoshopped 2B from Nier in here, I'd be like, yeah, that looks like a Nier level. So when I collect clown dolls that people call haunted and scary, right? Like, just, it's fine. Most things that people make a big deal of are actually not that big of a deal. Ha, knew it. And they just like to complain and don't I know it's one thing to say, like, yeah, they don't get it, but honestly, the world's really freaking complex. There's a lot of stuff out there. And people's brains range from being alright to actually just kind of really weird. Yeah, they just want people to be miserable like them. They can't deal with the idea that maybe some people have the capacity to feel joy in their lives despite everything. Like, the one thing that I really hate is when people make other people feel bad about their hobbies. It's like, that happened to me, and for a long time my hobby was just playing really critically acclaimed games that most people agreed were, like, either argued were art of its own right or otherwise were just fine, and people gave me shit for that. So I have a bias. Like, if you got something unstandard that you like, I'm like, good for you. That's perfectly fine, and you should enjoy it. Ugh. And also, there's like so much other things to worry about that if you really want to be miserable, you can go. I just had another thought that interrupted that. That's infinitely funnier. Like, I have depression. I can be miserable while sitting quietly in a room by myself. The type of people who complain about what other people do tremble at my ability to be miserable. They would love to have this ability. I would be happy to give it to them. That's about what they deserve. Just leave me alone. It's fine. I'll admit, at least half of it has come from the fact that there's been some times when, like, I shared an opinion and realized, like, oh wait, the person I'm talking to really likes this game that I'm talking shit about. I do think that I'm justified in my opinion. However, I can express it in a way that doesn't make somebody who legitimately loves and has a lot of good memories from this thing feel bad. Like, I don't have to do my full rant on, like, Destiny or Genshin Impact or gacha games because, first of all, I know this person. I like them. I don't think they're crazy. Well, there's a few people who I know they're crazy, but they have paperwork, and that's the same deal with me. Yeah, there's an opinion, and then there's crapping on people. Like, you can have that opinion and also say, like, you know, I don't really like this game, but you do. What do you like about this? And that's and that's how I know quite a lot about judging a game's dub quality, because of a long and, like, really interesting conversation about how the English dub of Genshin Impact, you can tell the actors phoned it in for a couple reasons I honestly forgot, and like how much better the actors of the Japanese and Chinese dubs, how they delivered it. I'm like, oh wait, interesting, tell me more. And, like, I've heard a lot about the story and what people like about it, and I'm like, all right, I can get behind this. I don't have to necessarily like the game, but I can respect that it does some things well. And also, like, sometimes I'll just play a game that I might not necessarily like, but I like the person, and that's good enough for me. So, yeah. And more often than not, it's often the case that even if you think, like, a game is fully bad, there's good bits up to it. I tried playing it, really wanted to like it. Yeah, and that's the other thing. It might just not be fun for a person. I think there's a thing that if you fall asleep by the pool. Yeah, take a nap by the secret pool. It's cute. Like, that's okay too. Like, another thing that more people have to get comfortable with is the fact that not everything is made for everyone, and there are going to be things that some people like that you don't, and they're perfectly fine, right? It's so cute. Like, I absolutely love Kirby games because they're just adorable. Is there a secret? I want to say that there's a faucet here. Yeah, bad games are cold in my creative boiler, right? And that's the other thing, that if you play a game and don't like it, or like there's something in a genre, I assume you have free will, and one thing you can do is like pick it apart. Say, what don't I like about this? Like, for example, I really dislike the isekai genre because I think it's lazy. It's very cliched and doesn't do anything interesting with the setting and concept. So one thought I had is, all right, taking this concept, which I think there's something to it, what would I do to actually make something that I'd enjoy? And the answer is that I came to was taking the most cliched subgenre, the isekai, into a game with like a video game like world. I'm like, all right, what if instead of it being the stereotypical rule set goes off of like a Dragon Quest or an old console RPG or an MMO, what if they got isekai'd into something like Dark Souls and had an absolutely horrible time, because that's what happens in Dark Souls as a genre? Like, wait, no, that's actually really interesting, because that is a setting explicitly where where the poor sap in it can fail again and again and just not die, right? Or Tetris, watch their soul die as there's nothing but blocks over and over again. We're just being full sent. Like, we're not full sending this, we're being sent. We do not have a say. There will just be sending. Oh, that's... God, Tetris specifically is just... You have no choice. You will fail eventually while the blocks get faster and faster. Oh yeah, that's the exit. Yeah, shit out of luck. Although the fun thing is that there's some... Oh, I missed something back there because I didn't realize that was going to be a level transition. I know what I should have done. Like a traumatic event, it's easier or it helps recovery if you play Tetris. It's the weirdest thing, but it works. Like, there's proof and the like behind it, test studies that I think it's more... I want to say I heard something recently that it's less Tetris specifically and more if you do something that fully takes your mind off of it, that helps a lot more. So it could be like any game. Also Tetris Effect, where you can become temporarily smarter. That's a new one I haven't heard, that you can become a little bit smarter temporarily if you play Tetris. No, I've always heard it as the trauma one. That one might just be people flexing on their Tetris ability. Who knows? I mean, I'll believe it, because at its core, what you're doing with Tetris is a lot of mental stimulation. It's giving a limited time and a spatial relations problem, can you quickly solve this problem of where to put this shit? I'll believe it. But yeah, the point of that all is that it, even with something that you don't personally enjoy, for like a genre game, whatever, there's going to be a nugget of something that works for you, or a way for you to get a bit of creative inspiration and say, how would I do something to this effect, but to my standards, and take that into a creative project. Or at the very least, what I've found is that if you can't write, if you can't make games, if you can't do like the traditional stuff that you would do to get out in the world, there is nothing stopping you from just sitting there and idly daydreaming. That's free. You do not need skills you do not need to make your creative endeavor something visible to anyone but yourself. You can just have it be a thing for yourself. Have it be fully in your mind. Write it down if you wish, but that is not a requirement. It's funnest thing. Huh. I feel like this level specifically was designed to make sure you kept up your Waddle Dee count and were unlocking them fast enough, because that was like two things that to get the hidden Waddle Dee you had to do the full thing. Like the only tricky one is take a nap by the secret pool, because if you're experienced with Kirby games, you probably will avoid the nappies like the plague, because they don't do much. Making them restore health, I think, is new to this game specifically. I think Libel Mall staff side. How about we get a B side for an earlier level on a different continent? It's really wild behavior. Turn to town. Do a bit of fishing. Nappies. I got those sometimes Kirby event. Yeah, the random power. That one sucked. Yeah. Oh, tilt and roll Kirby. Hello? Did I miss one? Or do you just want to... Oh. New cutter evolution. Interesting. Wait, reference to kill? Yes. I believe that is what it is. I'll take a poke. Got it. Crystal Needle. Do I remember that one being fun? God. I might actually do a couple levels, or like redo a couple levels simply because I'm running out of funds. And I want to upgrade some of these. Frostis. I love the knit cap. Oh, right. It gets a snowman. So... yeah, I need 800 for that. Yeah, that's about all. But I think you can just kind of Right. Tilt and tumble first, and then the fishing mini game. I don't mind more like all games having fishing mini games, but it feels a little bit like the whole "can you pet the dog" in this game thing, where it's like, yeah. Like the whole, oh, right, I actually have to. Such a cute little curveball. So adorable. Oh, it's not the Game Boy game. Good to know. Yeah. The Game Boy... Did the Game Boy have a Game Boy had to have gyroscope. Just had to. New difficulty. Alright. I think I get like a star coin from this afterwards. Why are there two? Ah. Nope. Oh! Man, the Game Boy was absolutely wild for that sort of thing. Like, I know there's one game that I'm not entirely sure how you would emulate it, but it was rare enough I only ever saw it... Oh, nope. I only ever saw it as like an emulation thing. That... It was... I forget what it was, but I know that it had the dang it. The subtitle of like Power of the Sun, and the first part of the name was like fantasy name 100% designed to be reminiscent of like Solar. Yeah, like you know what I'm talking about. And that one had a solar panel on the cartridge that you had to use to progress through the game and like complete the puzzles and the like, and it was the wildest thing. Dang it. He has the solar cells and he's gonna kill vampires. I didn't know that. It makes perfect sense, but I didn't know those vampires specifically. And like there's that, the tilt and roll cartridge having a gyroscope in it, and I remember the Game Boy camera. That one I had. There's so many fun peripherals on the Game Boy. Capcom referenced that game. Really? Battle Network game. That's... Man, Battle Network was a great series. I remember hearing that, like, the fact that they tried 3 games at once with different versions really bit them in the ass because nobody wanted to buy all 3. Yep, one of the chips you could get is the late... Oh! Nice! That's so cool. I love that there's, like, a handful of games with very long histories to them. Holy! Big! And, like, they don't always forget them. Yeah, it's a hefty chunk. Can I get more? I want to see if there's a chunkier fish. I think there is. Oh no! I thought there is. There is a Chonk Colossus in here. There's a chunk to rule them all. Because the gimmick is that every time you catch a fish, it gets a little bit bigger or has the ability to get to the next size rank. And the fact that the last one, before I fell in, had that. Oh, yeah. No, oh, that is... So... That's like no time. Like you have to hit it immediately. I do not have time to think, which is good because I'm not thinking. Don't think, feel. Oh shit, we actually have enough money to upgrade. I love how animated they made him for this. It's like, yeah, we're just going to send him all over the screen. Deactivate cranium, initiate instinct. No brain, only fish. That, hey Ricky. Ah! Ah! Deactivate brain cell, activate instinct, immediately gets a raid and falls in. Hey Ricky, how's Wilds going? We had a good stream. Welcome and Rage, Eldritch Horror Bread and Eldritch Horror from Beyond Reality. You found an old band Blockbuster full of retro games. Mostly play old stuff, but every now and then I get the urge to play something new, which is why I'm playing Kirby and the Forgotten Lands tonight. We're trying to obtain the chunk losses, but I'm not smart enough. I keep on getting distracted during these quick time events. Kirby. The Corb. No, you have to raid and run, totally understand. Like, stream is a whole thing, and it's like Thursday, so if you're tired and got to, get a snack, get your after stream care, do whatever you do. Dude, please do. Ah! That keeps on getting me. Right? They did it so well. Like, it's the first 3D game and in the series, but they did such a good job with it. And so, oh, Xeon Knight, thank you so much for following. Appreciate it. And like, it's quickly one of mine. I think the only reason it's not my all-time favorites is because Kirby 64, both with ability mixing. Oh, I hit that. That was the chunk losses. First true 3D. Technically, 64 was 2.5D. But we finally got the final half of the D. I shouldn't have said it like that. But between 0-2 being like ingrained in my brain to the point that if I didn't get gifted some art of interpretation of my Eldritch form, I would have done one. Yes! I would have, my Eldritch, like the true Eldritch form, which I got that somewhere. Instead of being this, would have been inspired by 0-2. Oh, Brent came for Ricky's stream part of it. Oh, appreciate it. It has been good. I hope yours has been as well. Chunk Colossus obtained. That's not a fish. That's a pancake with the flippers. Counter argument. The humble flounder. God, so cute. The bling blipper. I love how this is just, how Waddle Dee Town is just a thing that they made from like necessity, and it came within like a week. It has lore. It has the legendary bling blipper of the fish pond. Like, this didn't exist a minute ago. Got no counter to that. Exactly. Actually, most fish are pretty flat. Like bluegill, a lot of the smaller ones. You get a lot of flatfish. Oh, no, wait. Flatfish is a legitimate classification of fish. Like, you can just go, I'm going to go to Google right now and Google flatfish. What? Yeah. It's like, yeah, you got olive flounder, European place, the turbo, cannot forget the turbo, common sole, Atlantic halibut, dabs. There's plenty of, actually no, I think that's their own thing. Is there a marine biologist in here? I ask because it's not the most outlandish expertise that has ever been in a stream. There's like shit ton of fish. I don't think we have enough time for the Live Mall staff side because I remember the gimmick being mazes. For rays being called flat sharks. I wouldn't be surprised then if it's like similar to how sharks are technically fish, but it's their own thing, that it's another thing of like, yes, a ray is technically a flatfish, but by vibes, we have, which I should have checked to see if any of the biologists I know were in there before declaring taxonomic classification as vibes. But like if it's a whole by vibes or other means that these are actually more like that are their own sort of thing, which I believe. Because I think from my very limited expertise on this matter, which is like pretty much, it's pretty much the thing I have no right talking about. I'm pretty sure that like flatfish are much more fish-like. Like they do legitimately look like they're fish on their sides, and rays are just anatomically so much different. Like maybe a manta ray just is a fucked up shark. Hang on. That's being added as a quote too. I can't believe we're 5 away from 200 quotes. There's so many dumb things I've said. Just want to see one. Oh, that's a baby. Don't throw babies through What game had babies in basketball hoops that you could throw? I know I haven't played Pikmin yet. And there's a frill shark. So old a species, it's more an eel than a modern shark. Damn. Retro sharks. Oh god, I remember this one. It's like you get barely any time and have to play perfectly. I also love how the vibe of cannon levels is like Kirby just gets slammed into walls and ceilings for the entire duration. Love it. So, all right. This might shoot. This might cause massive issues for the stream, but I don't care. What in the tube? Fuck? Hang on. Like, the hell? That is an evil, fucked up tube. I love it. It's like if a breadstick could sin. God. I'm adding that for the sole reason that it's going to confuse the hell out of me when that comes around later. An ancient shark thing was hunting in the area. Damn. Yeah, there's old shark, and then there's frilled shark. Because, like, I know that that there's like modern sharks were around coinciding with dinosaurs in a form, or was that crocodiles? I know that there's something where it's like the form was perfected alongside the dinosaurs that wasn't crabs. Crabs have been perfect for a long ass time. It has been known. And like there's something about sharks being old as fuck, and then there's that one that's old as balls. Hey, we're just talking about sharks. We found a breadstick that could sin, and specifically the frilled shark. But you're doing good. Thanks for getting in. This has been a stream of consistent, continuous distraction, an inability to speak, and also some other third thing that I can't think up. Wait, is there a thing over here? Yes. Also, I hope that your projects you've been working on have been going well. I can do this in 4 minutes. Oh, water balloon? Hell yeah! Let's get this pancake on legs. Oh shit! So, Drew spread to the frilled shark. Say without any remorse for what your actions have caused, which is 100% encouraged. So I might build the base body and skeleton. Nice. Sounds like some good progress. Prog. Ow. I think we got plenty of fluids in us still. It's a good thing we just squish. So if anyone was here or still here from the beginning of the stream where I was talking to Mecca and said like I had applied to get a key for a game and I don't remember what game it is and wasn't like trying to be vague or coy in case I got it, I just was legitimately being stupid and don't remember. I remember what it is. It's Atomfall. It's like Fallout but Britain, but not in that mod. Do you even know why I'm building it? Yeah. I mean, sometimes you just have to build a thing without any knowledge or reason why. Life's weird like that. It's love of the game. Or something. But yeah, someone who I was lurking in while I streamed raided into someone who's playing the game. Oh yeah, it came out today. So that solves the problem of whomst do I raid, because like that's just too perfect. Ow. Prog. Prog is oh, Prog. Yeah, it's probably a sign that I should go to sleep. Anyway, I know absolutely nothing about this person other than a friend I followed raided into them, so that means they're probably cool. Is this a good idea? No. Do we ever make good ideas here? No. You saw me stop stream to look at a shark. Dream of sending breads. I will. And if you want a raid message, we have, fittingly, oh, that's the game. Anyway, good luck.